Hi everyone, it's that time of year again. Newts are approaching. Hi, I'm Amanda. You're watching Booked with Amanda, and I'm here to talk books with you. I'm back today with my NEWTs TBR. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I will link the announcement video down below. This is a magical readathon created by G at Book Roast, and I highly recommend you check out her channel and check out all her explanations and all her papers that she created and documents, because they are fantastic. She did an amazing job on this readathon. So like I said, I'll link her below and you can check that out at your own leisure time. Anyway, I am moving in August. Some of you may recall that, some of you may not. So I decided that instead of doing the easy Hogwarts professor, which requires me to read 7 books in August, which is pretty doable, throw in some audiobooks, I think you're good there. No, I'm going for Alchemist. Because, I don't know. I hate myself, I guess. I'm not sure. But yeah, sleep's overrated. I'll just sleep 3 hours a night. I'm sure I'll be fine. It'll be good. Anyways, so let's just get into it, because I got 17 books to go through, and who wants to be here for 45 minutes, right? Anyway, so starting off, we have Ancient Ruins. We have the A in Ancient Ruins is a book recommended by a friend. I decided to count booktubers as my friends. You're all my friends. Welcome. If I've met you, awesome. If I haven't, we're still friends, right? It's cool. Anyway, so I think G actually said about booktubers can be considered friends. So I picked The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. That's actually one of Kayla at Books and Lala's favorite books on her favorite shelf. So I kind of used her favorite shelf as a reference for this because I needed a short book recommended by somebody, and she really likes it. I've read all Gillian Flynn's other works, so I'm excited to read this one actually. Next we have a book written in past tense, and for that I chose The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan. It's the last Percy Jackson book. I guess like there's other spin-offs, but this is the last of the original series, and I've been waiting for my library to have it available for me, so I'm excited to read that, and they're really quick reads for me. I can get through them in a couple hours, 2-3 hours, so hopefully I can schedule some time for that and get that read. Next we have a book that's been on my TBR for ages, and for that I chose Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is by Roald Dahl. It's basically a little boy who is, unfortunately comes from a poor background, wins a tour through a chocolate factory, hosted by Willy Wonka, who has kind of been MIA from the public eye for a number of years, and chaos ensues. And then something happens at the end that is good for Charlie, from what I know. Anyway, I've watched both adaptations of this movie, and I loved it, and I've been wanting to read it for ages. I mean, like, I bought this brand new, and it's yellowed from sitting on my shelf. So we're gonna just go ahead and read that this month. Plus it's nice and short. Children's chapter book. You know, we're keeping it short and simple this month as much as we can. Next, we are moving on to Arithmancy, and the first one for that is a book that ends on an even page number. So for that, I've chosen Sailor Moon Volume 4, and I used to watch Sailor Moon as a child, a long time ago, and I loved it. I loved Sailor Moon growing up, so yeah, I'm pretty excited to read some of these, because I have actually never read the manga, and I'm actually enjoying mangas. Plus it doesn't hurt that mangas don't take me a lifetime to finish, so yeah, there is that too. Next, for the E in Arithmancy, we have a standalone book, and for that I'm reading We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. That I'm getting through my library. I think you'll notice a trend this month. I don't have a lot of short books on my shelf, so a lot of library books are going to be used for these challenges, just because I'm trying to find, you know, books that I can manage to read, since I need to do 17 of them. So anyway, it is, I am not even 100% sure, but I know it was adapted into, I think, a Netflix movie or show about, I'm going to assume it's got to do with ghosts because that's kind of her MO, Shirley Jackson, but I'm not 100% sure. It's a short book though, it's like 150 pages, so yes please. Next, for the O in arithmancy, we have a book longer than 350 pages, and for that I'm going to read Allegedly by Tiffany G. Jackson. Basically, I believe, if I'm recalling this correctly, it is about a young woman, a teenager who, when she was younger, was accused of killing a baby, and now she's pregnant, I think, and dealing with that or something. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that Natasha at My Reading is Odd had read it, and she really enjoyed it. Yeah, she thought it was well done. So I'm actually getting the audiobook for that from my library. I'm going to try to audiobook all my bigger books this month, just because I'll be packing and things, so it's easy to throw on my audiobook and just listen, you know. Alright, so next we have Herbology, and for the A, it is, the requirement is listen to an audiobook. So for that, I'm reading The Need by Helen Phillips. I know that was on my July TBR, but I needed an audiobook, and I do have other books that I can read in July leisurely, so I figured that I would just grab this one in the audiobook format for my library, and that should be coming in the next couple weeks. So The Need is actually, I don't know, it's some kind of weird thing. The protagonist is a paleobotanist, and I don't know, I think she discovers something and maybe makes her hallucinate or something. I have no idea. It sounded like it might be kind of a thriller, so I don't really like to spoil my thrillers by learning too much about them. Since I read a lot of thrillers, if I find out too much, then I can guess a lot of things, and then it's boring for me. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be listening to that on audiobook. Next, we have, for the E, read a book between 350 and 390 pages, which was a freaking nightmare to find. I don't know why. Everything is under 350 or over 390 on my bookshelf. But I do have a book I need to read for my Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, so I decided to go ahead with that, and that is The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I think this is kind of, I mean, it's a young adult, fantasy, sci-fi combination? I don't know, I don't really know much about it, but I know it was kind of big on BookTube, and it sounded interesting a lifetime ago when I bought it, so I think it's got to do with some kind of nobility, superpowers, supernatural abilities. Okay. I'm really good at BookTube. I feel like every video there's at least one book that I'm like, I have no idea, and I'm really doing good at this channel. So that's that book for this this little video here. Anyway, moving on. We have the O is read the last book you bought / borrowed, which technically I specifically bought books for this. Yes, that's right. My buying ban is over. No judgments here. I needed to buy books that were short for this challenge. I want to compete in the NEWTs. I had to do it, okay? So get off my back. I did terrible. I did like 2 months, whatever. Anyway, we have Sailor Moon 3. I basically bought 1 through 5, and they're 4 different prompts, but so yeah, I have Sailor Moon 3 for this prompt because I bought them all together, and that was my most recent purchase. Alright, so next, moving on to potions, and for that I have read your friend's favorite book. So again, I went through Kayla at Book and Lala's favorites list on her Goodreads, and I actually had this on my list that I wanted to read, so I was like, perfect. And that's Wenjack by Joseph Boyden. I am getting that through my library, and basically it is a book about a young boy who was taken away from his home and put into the residential school system in Canada. It's kind of a dirty history of ours that's not discussed or taught enough, I think, but anyway, and he decides to leave the residential school and to try and make his way home. And he was young. I feel like he was 10-ish or something like that. And he obviously didn't make it. So this is kind of his story in a short form story. So it's nice and short. I already kind of know the story, but Joseph Boyden is a big Canadian Indigenous author, so I like to read his point of view on that. Anyway, for the E, we have read a book with a cover in your Hogwarts house color, and for that I have Sailor Moon 5. I am a Hufflepuff, so yeah, this is mainly yellow, so check and check. Next we have, oh, and that is a book that starts with a prologue. Surprisingly also very difficult, especially in shorter books, right? I mean, like, I feel like if you've got an 800-page book, you might have a prologue in it, but the shorter stuff, not so much. Anyway, I found something, and it's not too long. That is The Chalk Man by CJ Tudor. This is like another thriller, mystery thriller, about, I guess it's like a group of friends, and there's like a murder, and I guess they have to solve it. Something like that. Anyway, if I'm wrong, let me know below, because that's very possible as well. Next we have, for moving on to Transfiguration, for the A, we have a book with LGBTQA+ representation, and for that I am reading I'm Afraid of Men by Vivek Shreya, and I'm getting that from my library as well. And I'm pretty sure it just follows Vivek's path towards discovery and how they are treated in the world. I think it's like a mini memoir. It's not very long. But anyway, again, that's been on my radar for a while, so might as well read it now. Next we have E, a book that's not the first in a series, and for that I am reading Sailor Moon 2. I literally went through my entire list and I picked out as many as I could that I could accommodate for Sailor Moons. And then I just bought that many. That's what I did, literally. Anyway, so second in the series. Next we have read a book over 500 pages. I literally have to read 3 books over 350 pages for this challenge, no exceptions. Anyway, so I thought I'd be smart about it, and I'm gonna read Tomi by Junji Ito. This is part of my 5-star prediction, so that helps me out too. And it's like 700 pages or something, but since it's a manga, it's not actually that bad. This follows, I guess, like a succubus who cannot die, and yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm not 100% sure what it's about, but I loved Uzumaki, so I'm pretty excited to get into that one. Next we have, where am I? Moving on to astronomy. Last 2 books. So for the A, we have a book with the moon on the cover or in the title. So I think we can all guess, if we've been paying attention during this video, what I'm reading for this one, and that is Sailor Moon 1. Sailor Moon 1 is the start of the Sailor Moon series, clearly. Sailor Moon, I don't know, I assume everyone knows what Sailor Moon is, but that's not always the case, is it? Sailor Moon is literally following our friend here who finds out that she is being chosen. I guess she ends up being chosen. In the series, I'm pretty sure, like, she was chosen to become a Sailor Scout who defends the world from evil forces, basically. And it starts off with just her, and then more and more so the Scouts join. They're all based on the planets, and she's Sailor Moon, who is based on the moon, clearly. Anyway, like I said, I watched the series when I was younger, so I definitely, you know, I usually prefer to read the book first, but that's obviously not the case here. Anyway, last but not least of this very long 17-book TBR, we have Astronomy, the E, and that is a book with the word night in the title or the series name. Nightmare. Everything else that I want to read that has night is like long and I needed something really short. So I am reading The Day Boy and the Night Girl by George MacDonald. This is about a boy who is in the daytime, a girl who's in the night, and I think like how they try to come together to be friends, maybe? I think this is like a little children's book because it's 50 pages, but guess what? I don't really care. I'm doing it, so sue me. Anyway, that is my gigantic NEWTs TBR. Will I fail? Probably. I am not gonna lie. I should do Hogwarts Professor, but I feel like the satisfaction that I'm gonna get when I finish this TBR, we'll say when. I'm gonna try and be confident. When I finish this TBR, I feel like that satisfaction is gonna be worth it in the end. Like, I'm just gonna be the elite, you know? I'm gonna be part of it. I'm gonna be an alchemist, a scientist, and a magician. A wizard of all wizards. No, I don't know. This got weird. But yes, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully not too bad. I tried to pick as like small books as I could, but I think I still have to try and read like 4,400 pages or something like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for making it to the very end. You are outstanding, and I commend you for sitting through this train wreck of a video. Thank you. Merci. If you are participating and you have a TBR on your video, I would love to watch it. I would love to see what everyone else is doing for the NEWTs. This is one of my favorite readathons on BookTube, so let me know below and I will come check out your channel when I have a chance to do that. And if you read any of these and I'm making a big mistake, do not let me know. No, let me know below what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day and good luck with your NEWTs tests. Bye-bye.